Okay, sorry for the false start, but here we go. Game number 1. Let's count them down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Come on, man.
And everyone's favorite start, the ZI. And we like how both of these players, they decided to go with a different approach.
That's your fault, bro.
And he had to take the first burn as a result. But both stacks are clean. DOGE was 1 Mino away from being Tetris ready and is still a Mino away, just not getting the ZP's double J dependent now. And Andy scores the first Tetris of the game. DOGE follows suit. But they're separated by half a single.
Look at that. Theoretical Waco. They don't teach that.
So far, both players are in a clean start here. DOGE having to do a little bit of burning, and he was able to find a Tetris. DOGE might actually, didn't see the adjustment to go for the dirty Tetris. Would have been a perfect Woj. Would have been a perfect Woj transfer too. Yeah, actually. And there it is. 98,000 for DOGE and 116,000 for Andy. Of course, both of these players had to go through a really brutal semifinals round, or not semifinals, quarterfinals round to make it here. And they get rewarded with the ability to have a best of 5 instead of a best of 3. So far, things are pretty stable, and we are actually in a potential advantage situation for Andy. Andy knocks down a Tetris. 189 at 40 lines. DOGE is at 190 at 42 lines. Separated by 1 line, separated by half a single. There's a double for Andy. Both players knock down a Tetris. And these pieces are a little bit rough for Andy. It does get an I piece, followed up by the L. Perfect combination of pieces right there into a Tetris. $221 now for DOGE. Stacks are looking clean. There hasn't really been too much drama this game.
Waco last year was just simpler times.
Right now, Andy getting Tetris ready. Managed to get 1 Tetris in the lead so far. There's Tetris for Andy. And we are looking at some potential 600K transitions for both players. Of course, DOGE going through DMJ in order to get here, and Andy going through some scrub named Sharky. 290 right now for Andy. Able to find the Tetris. DOGE going for the column 8. He's going to commit to the burns here. And there it is. Cleaned up, still trailing by 1 Tetris, so the game is still very close here early on. And small misdrop over there for DOGE. And even though DOGE is going to be able to find efficient solves, even just having to do a couple of burns, that can set you back. 303 to now 367, make that 390.
What? How did you? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
DOGE is also slightly behind in line, so knocks down a Tetris. Still going to be trailing by around 50,000 points. But just that one situation where DOGE had to do some burning, even though he was able to get out of it relatively quickly, Andy was able to capitalize.
That was stack rapid this round.
There's another Tetris for Andy. 414 now to now 372. Another Tetris for DOGE, firing back. Still very close game. Another Tetris for DOGE, and looks like the true deficit is only 20,000 points. DOGE was able to find some level of efficiency there, while Andy was taking a couple of skims. Andy finds the Tetris, goes up to 462. And DOGE follows, 441. We are nearing the level 19 transition. DOGE, of course, both of these players have the ability to play in level 29. As a matter of fact, right before Waco, DOGE got a 29-star max out.
No need to show off.
And so he's definitely feeling confident coming into this. He is also the finalist from last year as well, losing to Dog only 3-1, and had some of the most exciting Tetris that Waco has ever seen. As of right now, Andy is having a dominant game on 18. We're only halfway through this chapter. 5:37 now for Andy and 5:36 for DOGE. Tied up. DOGE is actually gonna get set up for the column 6. Is set up, just waiting on the long bar. There it is, 562 transition for Andy and a 539 transition for DOGE, but knocks it down to Tetris immediately upon transitioning. So incredibly close games, only separated by one Tetris. Andy going for a couple of adjustments. Very aggressive, but gets rewarded. 612 now for Andy. DOGE on the other hand at 564. DOGE holding out for the long bar, and RNG is just not giving it to him. There it is, Tetris for DOGE, and he is now up to a 70,000 point lead at 664, but is also half a level ahead in lines. There is another Tetris for Andy. DOGE is clean, knocks down a passes up on the Tetris, then knocks one down. 623 to now 690. Really solid games here. 717 now for Andy. DOGE trying to recover. Didn't necessarily have the best transition in terms of where he was at 19. Holding out for a couple of pieces. Able to open up the well. Nice adjustment over there for DOGE. Tetris for Andy. And DOGE answers back. 681 to 773. Almost a 100,000 point lead. And there isn't a line discrepancy either. Andy's just that efficient on post-transition. However, is going to have to take a couple of burns here. But DOGE is running into a similar situation. What a massive S-Spire covering up the well. He's going to be looking for a couple of pieces to help him out here. That's a good L into J. An I piece would be perfect. But we all know RNG isn't perfect, so it's going to make DOGE work for this. Look at this down stacking here. Not going to go for the flat burn, but is going to take the double. Needs a couple more lines to get access to the well. Looking for it. All right, that's perfect. And only needs to burn a couple more. And no, RNG's not giving him the right pieces. And Andy has now built up almost a 200,000 point lead. DOGE covers up the well right as soon as the long bar comes, but still, oh my gosh, he was going aggressive, but no, decides to take the triple. Opens up the well. DOGE, amazing survival right there, but is down by 200,000 points. There it is, Tetris over here for DOGE. Another Tetris for DOGE. Starting to fight back here. 775 to now 918. Andy having to do a little bit of burning, so this could be an opportunity for DOGE. As a matter of fact, DOGE is Tetris ready and capitalizes. 809 to now 922. Andy trying to get this well open here. Another Tetris for DOGE, now only down by 80,000 points, which is around 3 Tetrises at this point. Andy has finally got the well open. DOGE, Tetris ready, knocks down another Tetris. 875 to now 930. Closing the gap more and more. However, Andy has gotten a clean board. It's Tetris ready. There it is, Tetris for Andy. But a counter Tetris for DOGE, 911 to now 972. Another Tetris for Andy, can try and grab 2 more before level 29. And there it is, there's 1,000,000 points for Andy. 1,007,000 right now. DOGE holding out for the long bar. Both players knocked down a Tetris. 946 and now 1,042,000. And he can try and grab 1 more before level 29. And DOGE, on the other hand, can try and grab 2 with perfect play. There's 1. Andy goes to 29 at 1,079,000. And DOGE goes to 29 at 1,020,000. Amazing double max outs into level 29. But it's not over. We still have 29 play at hand, up to 10 levels. And then we'll reach our, what we are dubbing the super kill screen. DOGE is setting up for a Tetris and knocks one down. However, Andy still ahead. 1.1 million for Andy, or 1.13. Rather, DOGE is setting up for another Tetris. Doesn't quite get it. Andy was able to knock one down. DOGE now running into complications. Gonna have to survive. Able to get those pieces over to the left. Nice skims. Goes for the flat burn, but needs a good piece over the left. That's perfect. Great down stacking. Gets the O piece over. Look at this survival up this high. But hold on. Oh no. DOGE needs some help here. Can he find a way to dig out of this? He's looking for the right pieces. Makes the last second adjustment, but it's not going to be enough. And he takes game number 1. All right, both players are ready. Let's get game number 2 counted down. Here we go. Doge versus Andy in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And look at that, completely opposite formations. Andy decided to throw the Z piece over to the left, and Doge threw his over to the right. And it could, interesting. Doge doesn't quite get all the right pieces. Both players are going to be able to get Tetris ready. Andy didn't have to burn from his opener. Doge had to only burn one line, so Andy's being a little bit more efficient to start things off. Oh, nice adjustment over there for Doge. Both players knocked down a Tetris, but Doge would like a T piece to try and help fix the parity a little bit.
My battery fell. My battery fell.
There it is, Tetris over here for both Andy and Doge. Andy has finally taken a burn line, so we are now tied. Doge breaks the tie, and Andy regains the tie. Both players knock down a Tetris. 92,720 for both. Doge goes ahead and takes a skim. And there it is, Tetris for Andy and Tetris for Doge. But as of right now, so far it's just back and forth. Doge having to take a few more burn lines than Andy. And this is going to result in potential conversion of a 1 Tetris lead. There it is, Tetris for Andy and Tetris for Doge. Really good openers, though. Andy having a Tetris ready. Doge, on the other hand, holding out for the long bar. Both players holding out for the long bar. Andy has to take a triple into a Tetris. And Doge is going to follow. Well, Doge, long bar dependency set up over here in column 4, gets it filled. And he's still holding on to just this 1 Tetris potential lead. And it looks like we might kind of have an equalization right there. Andy having to take some burns, so now we're essentially neck and neck in terms of pace. There it is, Tetris for Doge. Andy looking for an L or a J. Now needs both an L and a J. And Andy going for the adjustment could, no, Andy's going to pass up. Not going to go aggressive for the Tetris, and this is going to allow Doge to take a quick 60,000 point lead. $205 now for Andy, $261 for Doge. Clean plays so far. Andy opens up the well, knocks down Tetris, and Doge counters. These players. Really solid play here. Doge looking at a 600K transition, and he's looking at a high 500, the current efficiency rate that both of these players are playing at. Doge knocks down a Tetris, but gets the eyepiece, is going to decide to use it to fill in the long bar dependency. Unfortunately, the well was covered. There's Tetris for Doge. And Andy's starting to try and make a comeback here. Still down by around 78,000 points. Andy holding out for the long bar, starting to stack up a bit high. There it is, Tetris for Andy. 326 now 380. Doge, nice little set of overhang set up. And there it is, Tetris over there for Doge. 404 to now 349. We're still a ways away. Around 2/3 through the pre-transition here. And Andy, a couple of misdrops. Should be able to find a way to navigate through this. However, would love an eyepiece. Eyepiece came a bit too late on that one, but gets another one. Andy knocks down the Tetris and is going to be fine. Might have to go for row 3, but no, it's just going to find a way to burn it all the way down. And this is an interesting situation. Last game we saw both players were basically neck and neck all the way into the transition, but now we have sort of a definitive lead for Doge, almost up by 100,000, and both players are at the same line count as well. Andy going aggressive here, going for the row 4, knocks it down. 410 to now 499. We have 20 lines left to the transition. And Andy still trying to find a way to get the stack in a very comfortable position. And DOGE hangs the eyepiece to the left. Shouldn't be too detrimental. It's just the eyepiece dependency. However, eyepiece dependency is, oh no, DOGE is actually, no, not going to convert it into a Tetris. Has to do a couple of burning, but he's going to be fine. 510 now for DOGE, 423 for Andy, and DOGE having to take a couple more burns here. So creates the S-flat delay burn, but once again, all these eyepieces for DOGE are just coming at the wrong time. Not able to utilize any of them for a Tetris. They always come when the well is covered. And Andy transitions at 450, DOGE transitions at 518. Still looking for a long bar to go in this Tetris well. And there it is, Tetris for DOGE. And Tetris for Andy as well. 477 now, 548. Andy's going to commit to that burn. Just needs a couple more pieces. Would love to get an L piece here. Converts the dependency into a J piece one and avoids converting it into an I piece dependency. And just like that, Andy has resolved the issues with the board, makes a couple of adjustments, needs a couple of pieces, and they just aren't falling in the way that Andy would like. Andy's still finding a way to navigate through this, but this is dangerous territory. All right, opens up the well, just waiting on the long bar now. Waiting on the long bar now. Things are getting more complicated. Gets the long bar over just barely, but it's still down by 100,000 points. Meanwhile, DOGE knocks down a Tetris, has a little hole that needs to be dealt with, and it deals with it in the most efficient manner possible. And Tetris for DOGE, 693 to now 545. Another Tetris for Andy. Both players here on level 22. Andy's still having some complications. Clean burns over here from Andy. Nice, goes for the double T burn. Meanwhile, DOGE now running into some complications. Hits the spin. Needs to open up the well. The well is open, so can actually find an even more efficient burnout solution that's going to resolve in a clean stack. Beautiful split double. And just like that, DOGE has the well open. Does create another hole and finally knocks down a Tetris. Has to deal with that hole before scoring. Andy's still down by 100,000 points. But Andy is also clean, so maybe if DOGE makes another mistake or gets into another dig, that might be an opportunity for Andy. DOGE takes a triple. Andy might have a chance to at least close the gap by one Tetris. There's a Tetris right there, 704 to now 759. DOGE finally in a position to try and score. Doesn't want to go for the I spin there. 764 now. Andy, Tetris ready. There it is, Tetris for Andy. Right on DOGE's heels as DOGE is still trying to get set up for a Tetris. Finally knocks one down in column 8. Trying to generate some separation here. 800,000 for DOGE right now. Andy at 745. Andy clean, or not necessarily clean, but has the ability to downstack this, but still not getting the most ideal pieces. And DOGE, once again, about to build up another 100,000 point lead. And oh, accidental double flip on that eyepiece there. It's gonna prevent DOGE from scoring the Tetris there. DOGE Tetris ready, holding out for the long bar, has ample opportunities to burn, and RNG is forcing him to take all those opportunities. Meanwhile, Andy still trying to, oh, nice adjustment over there for Andy. Tetris ready. DOGE knocks down a Tetris, one more before 29. Andy can try and grab 3. There's 1. DOGE goes to 29 at 919, misses the roll to the left, and more complications for DOGE. Has to hit the 5 tap, and is able to hit the 5 tap. Gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left. Still not out of this yet. Would love to get an eyepiece down in the center. Needs an eyepiece for even a semblance of survival. And he's still doing everything that he can. Can DOGE get anything over? No, it's not going to be any avail. But hold on, it is not over yet. And he has to chase down 936,000. It's almost a 100,000 point chase down. And there is a time limit before things become really difficult. But Andy has all the time in the world. Andy's set up for the Tetris. There's 1. One more will do it. Can grab a couple of lines here or just decide to line it out or conclude it with a Tetris. It's up to Andy. Andy set up, and there it is, Tetris for Andy, and that's gonna do it. Game 2 goes to Andy. Well, it's not, I'm not sure if it's duct tape, but it's some kind of tape. They are ready for game number 3. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! Wow, double IP start. That's so bizarre. I think that's the first time I commentated a double IP start, actually.
That's just not natural.
But right now, both players having to deal with the pieces following the good omen from RNG. DOGE able to find a Tetris, and so is Andy. And oh, I like the S-flat delay burn from Andy, plus the L. That's perfect. DOGE, on the other hand, dealing with a lot of complications. Just needs one eyepiece to help things out here. One of those eyepieces at the opener would have been helpful right now, and there it is. It's going to help him bring the stack down. Andy knocks down a Tetris, and it's going to be able to build up a small lead here to open things up with. DOGE now getting into trouble. Able to find a triple. Just bring the stack down. And DOGE should be fine from here. However, survival, anytime you survive a situation in Tetris, it does come with a cost. You're burning lines, and especially up against a player like Andy, who can play at the highest levels of efficiency, that's not something you want to go through. As a matter of fact, Andy had built up almost a 100,000 point lead in almost the first 30 lines. Andy has Tetris ready now. And there it is, Tetris for Andy. 164 to now 71,000. Both players clean so far. DOGE having to take a couple of burns, but opens up the well just in time for that long bar. There's Tetris for Andy. 210 to now 111,000. And ooh, nice adjustment over there for Andy. Trying to avoid creating the eyepiece dependency. And oh my gosh, that S-flat was insane. That was actually Giga Brain from Andy right there. Opens up the well, both players holding out for the long bar. And RNG just wants to take its time. And he's still holding out for the long bar here. And that's a dirty left well Tetris over there for DOGE. And followed up by a clean right well Tetris. And it's set up for another as well. There's a Tetris for Andy. 267 to now 234. DOGE has kind of clawed his way back into this one. Another Tetris for DOGE, down by 10,000 points. However, is ahead in lines. Another Tetris for Andy. Going to generate some more separation, followed up by another Tetris. DOGE answers back, 313 to now 280. There's Tetris for DOGE and Tetris for Andy. And seems like so far both of these players are in a comfortable position. The pieces are falling in reasonable times. Not really too many rough sequences so far. Nice adjustment over there for DOGE for the O. .348 now to now 358. And he sets up an overhang. If he gets a J piece, no, he's going to have to go for the splits double. Just going to cleanly burn out, but that means that DOGE is able to actually close the gap by a Tetris. Andy holding out now. Tetris ready. 375 to now 408. Another Tetris for DOGE. Is going to be playing from behind, and this is game number 3. DOGE has to win this in order to prolong the set and, more importantly, have another chance at the finals. And a lot of O's over there for DOGE. Does get some great pieces, cleans up the well. Nice L piece as well. There it is, Tetris for DOGE. Andy, on the other hand, not able to utilize that long bar for a Tetris. DOGE has closed the gap. It's still ahead in line, so we do got to keep that in mind, but has managed to close the gap significantly. 482 to now 469. Another Tetris for Andy. DOGE holding out for an eyepiece here. Another Tetris for Andy, and DOGE answers. Another Tetris for DOGE. Level 19 is on the way. We got 5 lines left for DOGE and 10 lines left for Andy. And Andy knocks down a Tetris. A little crazy flips there, but still got in his desired location. DOGE is going to transition at 542. Beautiful stack as well. Andy still working on his will up. Wow, gets the T-piece and goes for the flat burn. Andy's going to transition at 556. Knocks down a, oh no, wasn't Tetris ready. Now is holding out for the long bar. There it is, Tetris for Andy, 584 to now 594. DOGE with the delayed bits execution and getting the Tetris afterwards. Goes into a 30,000 point lead. There it is, Tetris for Andy, 610 to now 646. And we do got to keep in mind, DOGE is almost a full level ahead of Andy. DOGE setting up for a dirty center well, knocks one down. Andy counters. And another Tetris for DOGE. 698 to now 638. Andy running into some mild complications. There's going to be a couple of burns here. And oh, nice L placement right there. Just like that, Andy's going to open up the well. And is now Tetris ready. Knocks down a Tetris. DOGE, on the other hand, having to deal with some complications. Nice burns. Beautifully done. DOGE is setting up for something dirty. And a dirty Tetris for DOGE. Still maintaining around a 58,000 point lead. Another Tetris for DOGE, continuing to put pressure on Andy. However, Andy is also still behind in lines. Tetris for Andy here. DOGE, Tetris ready. Just such clean play on 19 from both players. Very few issues. Nice double Tetris over there for DOGE. 849 to now 762. Small misdrop for DOGE results in 2 burn lines. DOGE is Tetris ready. There it is, Tetris for DOGE. And he is now at 822 right here, level 24. DOGE holding out for the long bar. Tetris for DOGE, 915. Another Tetris for Andy. So far, it's just back and forth. Andy, Tetris ready, knocks one down. 887 and now 916. DOGE is going up high, but has to bring the stack down. Knocks down a Tetris, 957. Andy, clean board. And oh, makes a small misdrop. Another misdrop on top of that. Holding out for the long bar is just going to burn this out. Meanwhile, DOGE now up to 100,000 point lead. There's the max out for DOGE here in the level 27. Andy not going for the burns, does get that piece over. This could be a little bit tricky. Perfect eyepiece over there for Andy. Great pieces. Finds a way to burn out. DOGE is going for the center well, knocks one down, and is set up for another. And knocks the center well down, and opens up the right well just in time before 29. Andy, on the other hand, 950, down by 140,000 points. Had to do a small chase down last time, but hold on, DOGE could be in trouble. This is not an ideal board for 29. DOGE goes to 29 at 1.1 million, but now has to survive. Would love to get an L piece here. Needs an L piece. L piece not going to help out too much. Now DOGE is in trouble, finding some ways to burn down, and it's not going to be to any avail. Can't get anything over the left. Now Andy has to get it over to the left. That's the only way. Can Andy do it? Can Andy do it? It's not going to happen. DOGE takes game number 3, avoiding the sweep. Well, we got readies from both players. DOGE has managed to stay alive here in game number 3, but going into game 4, needs to win another, force the decider. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. OSZ start. Definitely less peculiar than double long bar start. And DOGE is the first to score Tetris. Andy scores his. Didn't have to take any burns, though. And we just got some clean stacks here in the beginning. Andy. There it is, Tetris for Andy. Andy so far, flawless opener. Doge is only taking 1 burn line, so not far behind Andy. And we are tied almost. Andy holding out for the long bar here, though. And it looks like we're running into, yet again, another heavy drought. Where's the long bar? There it is. Tetris for Andy. 96,000 now for Andy. Doge at 76,000. Finds the long bar as well. Andy counters Doge's Tetris. So, even though Andy is no longer perfect, still playing very efficient here. And nice Vits over there from Doge. Knocks down a Tetris. Occasionally, Vits can be helpful. Prevents you to burn lines if you get the eyepiece. Better done as an adjustment, though. Delayed Vits is just asking for you to get punished by RNG, which RNG's been punishing enough today. Tetris over there for Andy at 212 to now 168. Doge with a very complicated setup, and oh no, Doge is in trouble. Still finding ways to maneuver pieces around that set of unfortunate misdrops. It's going to slide that Z piece in there. Going, oh, another double flip. Flat burn, though. This is still very diggable.
There goes the pace.
And Doge is going to be in a comfortable position. Not down to the bottom and not Tetris ready, but more likely to survive. Nicely done over here from Doge. Takes a couple more burns. Would love to see an L piece, now an I piece. Gets the I piece, and just like that, Tetris for Doge. 308,000 for Andy, 209,000 for Doge. And Doge, once again, building up 2 independent Z Spires. And, oh, accidentally did a accidental adjustment. Saw the delay burn that Doge was going for. Fortunately, just did not execute properly. And now is in a very precarious situation. The thing that makes this all the worse is Andy has been playing clean throughout the majority of the pre-transition and is already up by 100,000 points. And is just looking to extend the lead, looking for a couple more pieces here. Oh, nice set of burns over there from Andy. Doge playing with fire here. And has taken a couple of burns. Going in for, oh, wow! Decided not to go for the Tetris and is able to convert 2 without burning. Crazy aggressive, but equally as rewarding. 289 for Doge, 408 for Andy. Make that 431 as Andy knocks down another Tetris. Nice small adjustment over there for Doge to avoid having to do any kind of burning. And Doge is still finding ways to fight back, and Andy also somehow ahead in lines. Not sure how. Doge has been the one that's been burning majority of the time and being up high as well. But now Andy having to do small burns here. Doge has a minor opportunity to capitalize. But as soon as I say that, Andy digs out, and both players knock down a Tetris. 346 to now 480. There it is, Tetris for Andy and Doge. And we are nearing the transition. 500,000 currently is Andy's score. 369 is Doge's score. Doge, Tetris ready, holding out for the long bar here. Andy will transition within the next 3 potential Tetrises. Doge having to take a couple of burns. There's one Tetris for Andy and a counter Tetris for Doge. Another Tetris for Andy. And another Tetris for Doge. Andy going to try and go for one more here. There is Tetris for both Andy and Doge. Andy's going to transition at 597. Doge is going to transition at 463. All things considered, has brought it back a good amount. Going to transition and perfect clear for Andy. 626 to now 511. I think that's the perfect clear that we've seen today, actually. It's always nice to have one happen. No bonus points, though. Tetris for Andy is 651. Another Tetris for DOGE. And he having to do some burning, so DOGE might be able to gain at least one Tetris on the deficit. Yeah, there's the one. 563 to now 654. Tetris ready is both players. Another Tetris for DOGE. Both of these players, of course, are rolling. So we're going to see some high level 19 play and some 29 level or level 29 playability. Another Tetris for DOGE. Andy now has to do a little bit of burning, and DOGE now starting to mount a comeback, not only down by 50,000 points. DOGE is fighting for his tournament life here in game 4. Another Tetris for DOGE, but a counter Tetris for Andy, trying to stop any momentum before it gets out of hand. DOGE is clean, Tetris ready, avoiding burns. There it is, Tetris for DOGE, 731, or make that 760 to now 734. Andy clean, Tetris ready, having to cover up the well, trying to avoid any unsavory board states as both players now walk headfirst into this drought. There it is, Tetris for Andy and Tetris for DOGE, 794 to now 768. DOGE is only down by one Tetris, is caught up in lines, so it's just a battle between the two. Andy actually had to forego using a couple of Tetrises, so DOGE takes the lead. And now Andy's having to do a little bit of maintenance with the stack. There it is, Tetris for Andy. Andy right now trying to get things back into a comfortable position, bringing the stack down. 837 to now 867. DOGE in the lead by one Tetris. Andy going for this center well. This is dangerous. And ooh, interesting double flip right there. And it's going to work out beautifully. Tetris for Andy. 876 to now 869. Another Tetris over there for Andy. Or not for Andy. Now Tetris for Andy, but Tetris for DOGE. 910 to now 935. Both players are very close on line, so it is going to have to come down to 29 play. Both players knocked down a Tetris. 969 now 944. Andy having to fill the stack up in the center. DOGE creates a long bar dependency and is up incredibly high. Only has a level left to afford before level 29. There it is, Tetris for DOGE. Things are cleaned up. There's the max out, 1,009,000 points. Andy, one Tetris away from 29 and the max as well. There it is, Tetris for Andy goes to 1,025,000 points. DOGE goes to 29 at 1,084,000. And oh, Andy, a lot of misdrops here happening. Trying to get things under control, needs to bring the stack down. Beautiful pieces for the flat burns on the left-hand side. DOGE, of course, with a 60,000 point lead. Great burns over here for Andy, finding ways to navigate down, and Andy back into safety measures. But hold on, DOGE is set up for a Tetris, and there's a Tetris for DOGE on level 30. Goes up to 1.13 million. DOGE hits the Z-spin as well. And Andy, that's a triple, not a Tetris, but still, oh, Andy might be going aggressive here. We still have plenty of time left before things become difficult to play on. And speaking about difficult for things to play on, DOGE has to get a piece over to the left and is not able to do it. And he needs to chase down 1.144 million. Right now, he's holding out. Okay, gets all the pieces, hits the 5-tap. Very crucial right there. This is not easy by any means. And Andy's getting set up for a Tetris. Does he get the eyepiece though? Goes for the triple, followed up by a double and another double, just bringing it down. Doesn't want to play too risky. Just needs 30,000 more points. At this point, a Tetris will be more than enough, but still has plenty of time to line it out. And oh, Andy, no, going to just take a couple more burns. 20,000, less than 20,000 points remain. 10,000 points is what Andy's looking for. Set up for the Tetris. And no, just going to take the burns. Might get set up again. Is set up. Takes the triple, and that's going to be good enough. Andy advances to the finals.